Mabuhay pageant fans! Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Hey RMG. And now we are down to the last portion of the Miss Universe Philippines 2026 preliminary competition. Well, even if I am so enthusiastic to vlog about it, I also feel sad because we are just down to top 30, which means we are not getting the chance to see Ashley Subihano perform here in this round, along with the 8 girls as they all got eliminated last weekend. So sayang kasi pa naman Ashley is one of my favorite girls in the competition. So I'm just really praying that she will be eventually reinstated through the wildcard picks come finals night. Kasi ramdam ko naman papasok talaga siya guys eh. Ay, yun nga lang, knowing that we are just down to top 30 without her, parang this list that I'm about to make no longer feels comprehensive as we know that, Ashley could really walk. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm just hoping for the best for her this coming May too. So moving forward, am I the only one in the minority who feels this reshoot of this segment feels so much better because of the technicalities involved in this production na talagang nag-improve? I noticed, kung ewan ko napansin nyo rin, mas okay na yung camera angles, mas may ilaw na, lighting, mas mahaba at straight na yung runway, and the camera shots were definitely cleaner this time around. So having said that, here's my overall favorites during this round. And now, let's begin. On my 12th spot is Zestah Espinosa from Iloilo City. Finally, bumalik na yung angas at yung pizzazz niya talaga when performing on stage. I feel Zestah is back in her element after missing it so much during her evening gown prelims presentation. Because the thing with Zestah is that I am so used to seeing her fierce and engaging. So whether on or off stage, that when she finally flashed that beautiful smile of hers as soon as she started walking, I knew I would definitely be in for a great time. So I hope she continues this angas or full of character walk during the finals night. So, guys, maintaining kasi that level of character and attitude for the finals will definitely be the key. If Zesta can bottle that same confidence, the kind that feels both technical and authentic, she'll likely be a standout during the tremendous pressure of the finals night. And now let's go to my 11th spot, and I'm giving it to Krishna Alexandra Orinho from Albay. Alexandra really set the bar high here by opening with that level of energy. Because opening the show, aminin natin, is really a high pressure slot because you are responsible for establishing that vibe for everyone who follows. And nakita nyo naman, Krishna Alexandra here clearly leaned into that responsibility with total confidence. Tingnan nyo naman talaga ng husto. The fluidity that I saw from her walk here is likely what made it look so natural. Because when someone like her has that, seamless cadence, it doesn't really feel like they are thinking about their next step or count. So it just looks like they belong on that stage. That kind of flow that usually comes from a lot of rehearsal, allowing the technical side of the walk to become second nature so the personality can really shine through. Next, kung napansin nyo, her turns are very good. I feel like it's the cherry on top. Because a sharp, well-executed turn is really the end-all and be-all of a runway sequence. If it's executed with that same fluid energy, it really keeps the momentum going rather than breaking it. So, yeah, I really see the confidence in this girl. So I really hope she really gets the much needed exposure that she really deserves for this pageant. And now let's go to my top 10. And number 10 here on my list is Allyson Hetland from Pampanga. She definitely has that unmissable quality as soon as she really steps out on stage. Because her height and proportions here give her a naturally statuesque silhouette that does a lot of the heavy talking here in terms of initial impact. So when someone like her has that kind of, frame, they don't have to do that much to really look like a queen. But as I've noticed, yun nga lang guys, her movement has yet to match her stature. Because as per my observation here with her walk, especially with her strides, it's a sharp technical critique talaga. And for a tall candidate like Allyson, the challenge is really often finding that right balance in step length. If the strides are too short, they can look tentative. But if they lack tension naman, they lose that commanding edge. So I would say that power in a walk usually comes from the core and the drive of the hips. If she can put more weight into each step, it will really turn that graceful movement into a true power walk. But on the brighter side, guys, her poses being on point shows that she really understands her angles now. Alam niyang matangkad kaya she really knows how to hold a frame and use her height to create a moment at the front of the stage. So yes, I believe that she is still in the polishing phase of her walk right now. So strengthening the transition between those poses will make the performance feel less like a series of still photos and more like a continuous high fashion flow. If she can just, inject a bit more fire into the momentum of her walk to match the strength of her posing, she could really be a massive threat. And now let's go to my ninth spot, and I'm giving it to Erika Cadayday from Camiguin. She definitely schooled us when it comes to walking in controlled power. Yun ang nagustuhan ko sa performance niya with this. Kasi for me, there is a very thin line between being stiff and being restrained. And Erika here seems to have found that sweet spot where every move feels intentional rather than robotic. Because that combination of her cadence and facial control is what makes the performance feel so professional. Parang guys, ala Janine Tugonon, Cobra Walk noong 2012 sa Miss Universe. And when someone like her has that steady rhythmic pace, it really gives the audience and the judges for sure time to actually process her beauty. And by using her lips and smiles pa so effectively, she's really adding flavor to that performance without having to resort to big distracting arm movements or erratic pacing. And also, the restraint. I'm also feeling it. It's likely what makes her look so commanding. It signals that she is completely in control of the stage rather than the stage or the nerves controlling her. It's that polished, expensive look where the confidence is really radiating from the inside out. So, ang galing lang talaga ng performance niya dito. Napaka in control. Alam niya yung restraint pero still commanding power. Really loving the whole contrast of her performance here. And on to my eighth spot is, yes, Ysabel Prats from Laguna. Ysabel Prats as one of the best. I feel Ysabel Prats as one of the best performances of the night here. I like how she was very simple with her moves here, which is her beauty doing the talking here. Like she definitely mastered the art of less is more in this performance. And I notice it seems to be a calculated risk to lean into simplicity when walking. But when someone has that level of beauty, facial symmetry, and stage presence, it usually pays off. But take note, guys, she did not just let her beauty do the talking here. She also played for the cameras as well. Nakita nyo guys, the way she integrated those minimal shoulder movements and that subtle hip sway shows a level of technical awareness. Because aminin talaga natin, it's so easy for a simple walk to look so stiff and robotic. But adding those tiny rhythmic inflections gives her performance a polished, commercial flavor without crossing into the territory of being distracting or messy. And I really liked it because she really knows she will get penalized if she will overdo her movement on stage. So by keeping those mechanics tight and letting the camera focus on her face, she essentially forced viewers like me to acknowledge her beauty while demonstrating that she totally understands the professional boundaries of the stage. It's that specific balance of restraint and personality that separates, a newbie from a seasoned pro. So well done, Miss Laguna. And now let's go to my seventh spot, and I'm giving it to Nicole Borromeo from Cebu Province. Nicole, he really seems to be finding that higher gear just in time. Because transitioning from her usual charm into a more, fierce, high fashion persona like this one shows a lot of growth. And that powerful smile is likely what, anchored this whole look. Because when a contestant like her can switch their aura through their eyes alone, it really makes the entire performance feel more intentional. Tapos, I noticed she really looks powerful in straight hair a la Miyako Miyazaki. Because the choice of straight hair here was the perfect complement to that fiercer energy. It creates clean, sharp lines that emphasize her facial structure and mirror the power of her gaze here. It's a very editorial approach that moves away from being too sweet and straight up into really a contender territory, 'di ba? And so let's now go to her walk. It seems like she's actually getting there na, guys. And to be honest, it's actually a great place to be right before the final stretch. Because if the foundations, the posture, the rhythm, and the confidence are solid, the final polish on the footwork is usually easier to lock in. Because the fact that she's already slaying the turn here suggests her spatial awareness and timing are really peaking, which are often the hardest parts to really master. So, talagang may aabangan pa tayong the best is yet to come talaga when it comes to Nicole Borromeo's Pasarela Walk. And now let's go to my top six. And number six here on my list is, no surprise, for sure you also have her in your respective lists. Alexi Colmenares from Negros Occidental. This girl is definitely becoming the dark horse of the competition because there is a specific kind of momentum that builds when a candidate consistently over-delivers against expectations. And that fluidity that we notice, or siguro ako na-notice ko in her swimsuit walk, is exactly what creates a surprise contender. Because a performance like this that feels so cohesive from start to finish is actually harder to achieve than it looks. Often, you'll see a girl with a great start who loses steam by the time she really hits those turns, or someone whose facial transitions don't really match the rhythm of her feet. So, Alexi's ability here to maintain that connection from point A to point B really suggests that she really has put in significant work on her muscle memory and pacing. Because nakita niyo naman guys, her smooth transitions and killer turns here indicate a high level of technical control. And when that walk is so seamless, it really stops looking like a rehearsed routine and starts looking like natural confidence instead. That deadly consistency is exactly what makes judges take notice during the final call, as it really proves that she can really be trusted to deliver under high pressure of the finals night. So, you're slowly getting up there, huh, Alexi? So keep it up. And now let's go to my top five. And number five here on my list is, no surprise again, Justine Felizarda from Manila. Justine Felizarda really does have that silent killer energy on stage. Because there is something, incredibly magnetic about a contestant who really doesn't feel the need to rely on frantic energy or overly theatrical movements to just, command attention on stage. Because that quiet, deadly approach here that she does really often makes a performer look more seasoned and expensive. Lagi niyang ginagawa yun all the time. And I also noticed her powerful smiles here. I'm really glad that the cameras were able to capture it. Because when a walk is really stripped of that excessive flair, the facial transitions really become the focal point. If the camera captures that subtle shift in the eyes at just the right moment, it really creates a much stronger connection with the audience than a series of rapid fire poses that which one could ever do. So yeah, I also would next I also would like to commend her effort to really change her hairstyle here. Switching to hair waves was definitely a smart strategic move. While a sleek straight look is really a classic for a reason, showing range is really essential for visual storytelling. So softening that look with waves provides a fresh editorial contrast to her usual styling, proving that she really can handle different characters on the runway without losing that signature composure. So, well done, Justine. You're very consistent about this. Then we go to my fourth spot. And no surprise again, I'm giving it to Roxie Baeyens from Baguio City. You know, guys, Roxie here is really the perfect example of how proportions and presence can really completely override a stat sheet measurement. Because when a walk is that fluid, oh gosh, the eye really doesn't have to go that far to her height. It really goes to the rhythm and the energy that she's projecting instead. Because tingnan nyo naman guys, she has that effortless glide where her upper body remains perfectly stable while her hips do all the work at the same time. So it's a very, very difficult technical balance to strike. But because she's always smiling, it looks natural tuloy tignan rather than rehearsed. So yeah, I would like to believe that we should now believe in the power of visual height. So because of her movement that is so seamless and confident, nakikita na natin na she is slowly creating that long, continuous visual line on her performance here. Because aminin talaga natin, di ba? Let's face it, choppy or heavy steps can really make a candidate look shorter. But, you know, Roxy's fluidity here really makes her appear taller on stage. Tapos, yung radiant confidence pa niya is also beaming through. That constant smile isn't just a facial expression, it's really a tool. It draws the judges' focus upwards to her face and personality, which effectively shrinks the stage around her. So with her confidence talaga, she's definitely commanding an ownership of space when she walks. That she walks like she really owns every square inch of that runway. And when a delegate like that has that level of self-assurance, the height issue talaga usually becomes a non-factor because she's really filling the room with her presence. So yeah, while others may rely on that striking athletic silhouette, Roxy is relying on that vibe and technical mastery. She is really proving that you really don't need to be the tallest in the lineup to have the most commanding walk. And now we go to my top three, and number three here on my list is April Smith from Cebu City. April Smith, as always, just looks so smashing in swimsuit. I mean, you know, part of the reason why she performs so strongly is she possesses a beautiful body. Because talaga aminin talaga natin, April's physique is arguably one of the most competition ready in this batch. Because she has that natural athletic command that makes any swimsuit look like it was custom made for her. So, tignan natin yung performance niya here. Her performance itself is really good. It was so good that it probably lacked the element of a surprise factor because she did so well in Aqua Boracay and the evening gowns prelims already with those pilantik of hair or hair flips and even her straight hair style here that it was just too so similar to what she did there and here. So if she was probably trying to save her best swimsuit look for the finals, I wish she would have been more experimental. Yeah, she did good here, but there was just no big wow moment for Mina because it's something that I had seen from her moves and styling in Aqua Boracay and during the evening gown prelims competition. So I would have suggested, siguro in this note that I would have suggested she wore this kind of hairstyle for a change just to, you know, shake things up. These curly waves, so at least I would have seen something new for a change, like these photos that I am uploading of Naomi Campbell in the past. Or maybe I'm just probably experiencing a performance fatigue from April at the moment. Kasi I honestly believe much is expected when you are the girl to beat in the runway. So you have to keep offering new and keep us excited, even the smallest detail when you perform on stage. And now we go to my overall runner-up of my list here. I'm giving it to, no surprise, Bella Ismael from Taguig City. I super love Bella Ismael's walk here as it's really the cleanest of the clean. And it's just too bad that the camera shots weren't able to fully capture those money shots as it would have been everything for us. Her facials talaga nakita nyo were really smooth and fluid. And when you are really good at it, you are really good at it. And the joy in her face but to perform was really evident. Even the twirls, though unexpected, were very good as it really shows her personality more along with her body movement. Yun nga lang guys, I just have an issue with her hairstyling here. Don't get me wrong, Bella's hairstyling here is beautiful. But it's just that it did not complement with the choice of her swimsuit here as I find it too sweet. So a straight hairstyle could have made her more fierce here. So it's really frustrating when the walk is a 10 out of 10, but the creative direction for the hair does not quite match the energy of her performance here. If she had combined that smooth, fluid movement with a more severe streamlined hairstyle, then her power would have been undeniable. And finally, we go to my overall winner of this list, and I'm giving it to. Her fans will be so happy. Bea Millan-Windorski from La Union. It is such a joy to watch this lady perform in this video as it is really a night and day compared to her earlier performances. Because there is a specific kind of confidence that comes with minimalism. And when you strip away that extra fluff or those, liad pose and those overly dramatic hand gestures, the focus really shifts entirely to her posture and the intentionality of her steps. Tapos, Bea's ponytail here was definitely the right strategic move. Mas umaliwalas at gumanda siyang tignan. It creates a sleek editorial silhouette that does not compete with the walk. And so by clearing up her face, she's allowing her natural bone structure and facial transitions to do the heavy talking here, which actually makes her presence feel much more commanding on camera. And I also observed that somehow yung color ng swimsuit design matched Bea's aura here. So I feel it was definitely a tactical win for her. Because when a swimsuit shade perfectly complements a candidate's skin tone, it really creates a seamless visual line that makes her look taller and more athletic on stage. So beyond just the pop of color, it really worked because it did not distract her from her physique. Because in a swimsuit round, the goal is to really highlight the toning and proportions, and the right hue acts as a frame talaga rather than the main event. So it allowed her body movement, and that really improved. Cleaner pasarela was really taking center stage without any clashing elements. So overall, with her much improved walk, it's really boosting her confidence. And when a delegate knows her look is hitting all the right notes, the energy in the walk usually shifts from being cautious to commanding. So yeah, overall, it's a much improved walk. Yun nga lang, she still has to control a little bit of that bounciness of her walk and facials. Minimal lang naman, guys. So Bea's performance here, it's a great reminder that less is more isn't really just about the outfit, it's about the execution instead. When the movement is streamlined, like this, the power looks effortless rather than practiced.